What's way more dangerous than most people think? Water currents, riptides in the ocean and eddy currents in streams. We had some river canyons with signs describing all of the ways you can die in the river and people still die swimming there. Walking downstairs with your hands in your pockets. Never ever do it, especially not drunk. A fall down even 1 or 2 stairs with no hands to catch you can break your neck. I've seen a video of man tripping and falling down 4 stairs, hitting the top of his head on the wall and dying right there in the stairwell. Mold. It can be poisonous, make you hallucinate, and eating it can seriously mess with your body. Not getting regular checkups. I almost died because I had an internal hemorrhage that was slowly killing me. I was so depleted of iron and blood that the nurses thought my vitals were written in wrong because I should have been dead. I needed 3 pints of blood in one sitting. Cat bites. Pasteurella multocida. Nasty business. Gotta clean those bites and scratches for sure. Hiking in Arizona heat. Grand Canyon too. You can go down a lot quicker than up. We hiked our tour in the Grand Canyon about 10 years ago, North Cape Ab to Bright Angel. We were stopping to rest at Cottonwood Campground. The next water station was broken, and 2 hikers coming the opposite way had to be given saline intravenously at the medic hut. There was no posting about the water being out. Thankful with the knowledge that our next planned water source was gone, we were able to load up extra before heading out after our rest. I drank 9 of water that day and only peed once. Eater, while this blew up, I'll try to respond to all questions. As a disclaimer, please do not attempt our tour unless you're a seriously experienced hiker. My husband and I have years of backcountry hiking experience and ultralight gear, and it's still in our top 3 toughest hikes we've done. Palm trees. They are so much heavier than they look, and their branches can kinda just fall off without warning. Aussie here. Beware a eucalypt on a hot day in the middle of a drought. Eucalypts shed branches when stressed. Usually it's small clusters, but sometimes you'll jump 6 feet to hear a massive crash outside and see a huge motherfucker on the lawn. The amount of times we've almost had one land on our car. So in Australia or even the trees are after ripper well-being. A kind of random one, but don't eat uncooked slugs or snails. They can have parasites that will make you paralyzed and eventually kill you. An Australian kid died a couple of years ago from it. An awful way to go. I think I'm safe from this one. Anything under tension can be dangerous. Guitar strings hold around 200 pounds of tension. A game of tug-of-war can put thousands of pounds of tension into a rope. It's even been known to kill people. Here's a list: https://prissionomics.com/a history of tug-of-war fatalities/ True story. As a 14-year-old I played a game of tug-of-war with a large number of people and the rope snapped and whipped back and hit me, leaving me with 3 fractures in my hands, 3 surgeries and lots of PT later. I'm happy to report no nerve damage, but I'm never playing that game again. When I used to compete on tug-of-war in Japan for my local community, I had to wear a helmet. It seemed ridiculous until now. Towing a stuck car with a chain. There is a list of people who have died from having the chain come through the back window and kill them. If there's one thing I'll always stress, it's a real tow rope. Endless uses. Not that expensive. You'll probably only ever need to buy one. They won't smash your skull in if they break. And put some weight in the middle. A simple jacket will do. That way, in case the rope does snap, shit can still happen. The small weight gives just enough momentum to send the energy down, so it will hit the ground or your legs. Your legs will still shatter, but way better than your ribcage or your face. Blocking your nose when you sneeze. Though it's rare, you can damage blood vessels in your eyes and nose. You can rupture your eardrum, and you can even have an aneurysm. Dad sneeze equals heelty sneeze. Bites from other human beings are actually really dangerous due to infection rates. A friend bit me once. I turn into her every full moon. A moose once bit my sister. Being knocked unconscious. Lots of popular media makes it seem like a minor thing that an average person can shrug off after a short period. In reality, if you are ever knocked out, then you have suffered brain damage. It's possible there might not be any lasting effects, but it's a serious injury and you 100% need to see a doctor if it ever happens to you. Newts. Many newts, such as the rough-skinned newt, produce a toxin that is 10 times more potent than cyanide. They are only dangerous if you handle them and then don't wash your hands afterwards, or if you eat the newt. There have been multiple reports over the years of someone eating a newt as part of a hazing ritual for a college fraternity, and then dying. The toxin that some newts produce can kill you inside of 15 minutes because the toxins block the sodium receptors in your nerves, essentially stopping your brain from communicating with your heart. Scary stuff. TLDR, if you handle a newt, wash your hands. And never put a newt in your mouth or you will die. Edit. Did not think this would blow up this much. Thank you to the redditors that provided so much information about tetrodotoxin. To see it in action, check out this video from Nat Geo. https://yao2b/b5wv8qg. Driving tired, sleepy. Deep cuts on your fingertips. They are called felons and can infect your bloodstream. Clean them out, and if you see a red line traveling up your arm, get yourself to the ER immediately. My neighbor almost died from this when she cut her finger on her violin string. Edit. Removed my advice about changing tires. My main point was, don't go under your car if the tire's off without a jack stand. But that should be obvious. My old roommate got a cut on his finger from a broken glass in a sanitation sink. Bartender, and was complaining that it was sore and swollen. I had heard about the if you see a line going up your arm, you need to get to a hospital thing, and asked to see his arm. Sure enough, he had a red line almost to his elbow. He got to the and caught it in time. People know that rip currents are dangerous, but don't think about them as a real threat often enough. I'm from Florida. My whole entire life I was taught to swim parallel to shore when stuck in a rip current. They teach it in schools. There are commercials about it. The signs say it. You'd think it would be ingrained. But what does my grown ass do the first time I got sucked into a rip current? Panicked my ass off and almost drowned. I got stuck in one as a kid and I never knew about the parallel swimming. I was alone while it took me, but somehow I instinctively knew I had to swim that way to get out. I ended up around 1 mile where I was. Shit is scary as fuck. Electricity. People seem to have little understanding or respect for it. The ocean. Both for swimming/surfing/etc and for boating. It is 100% not just a big swimming pool or lake. Human beings are in a completely alien environment as soon as they step off the sand or dock. And our perceptions about how things ought to play out no longer matter. The ocean is completely indifferent to human reasoning, and even to human mortality. I'm teaching a good friend to sail right now, and he's naively ambitious as far as sailing long distances in a very small boat. I wasn't joking at all when I chided him by saying, "You haven't been scared enough times yet." The reason I'm so conservative in and around the ocean is because I've developed a healthy, totally reasonable fear of it over the course of my life. Anybody who isn't a little afraid of the ocean hasn't spent enough time around it. Source: tug captain, lifelong surfer, and lifelong recreational sailor. Please, if you're going out on a boat, make sure you at least have a first aid kit, a fire extinguisher, a working knowledge of how to call for help on a VHF radio, an anchor to stop you from drifting into rocks if the engine fails, and PFDs for everyone. Situations you've never even imagined can arise so quickly on even a short outing. Closed bracket. Driving. Like you see the statistics of car crash deaths, but I don't think you ever truly realize how dangerous it is to simply drive somewhere, since it is such a routine thing. Life on the road would be safer if 5-year mandatory retests were a thing, and not just for seniors. I don't know where you are, but the quality of the tests in California are a joke. My 85-year-old grandmother, who answered completely incorrectly on the vision test and is now suffering from dementia, was given her license. Eating a lot of spinach. Believe it or not, people have had kidney failure from 3 spinach smoothies in a day. This is due to the high levels of oxalic acid. Ugh, now all night long I'll be wondering if I'm spinach poisoned. Attempting to change garage door springs without knowing what you're doing can kill you. Same with car springs. Not getting enough sleep. Mosquitoes. My friend slipped in the bathroom whilst trying to catch a mosquito and hit his head hard on corner of the sink. Spent 2 weeks in a coma after that. The phrase "we've always done it this way." Shit. Reading all of this and wondering how am I alive and still have teeth. A lot of household chemicals. Mix the wrong stuff and it's game over or seriously hurt. Ammonia and bleach is a common one, I think. I used far too much ammonia last time I was cleaning and I thought I was going to pass out. Not wearing sunblock. Doing nothing for a long period of time. It gets addictive and it's the hardest thing ever to get back on your feet. Can confirm. Currently sat outside my work on first day back and damn it was hard to get up at 6 this morning after doing nothing throughout lockdown.